So Season 2 of Skate started a few weeks ago, and in today's video I wanted to talk about where the game is actually heading in 2026. We've got the early access roadmap, we've had time to play Season 2, and we already know that Season 3 is coming in March 2026. So I want to go over what's officially announced and what I personally hope they focus on next year. So it's not a wishlist video, it's just looking at the state of the game right now and where it seems to be going. At this point, it's clear what the early access is trying to be. It's not trying to impress people with huge updates every season. Most of the changes so far have been smaller, foundational stuff. Skating feel, stability, UI improvements, and quality of life updates. Season 2 fits into that pattern. It didn't drastically change the game. We had some cool new zones on the rooftops and the underground tunnel, the new tricks like the impossibles and the hand plants, and all of the improvements that they made. So the roadmap. According to the early access roadmap, every season includes these things: new skatable areas, new challenges and seasonal events, ongoing bug fixes and quality of life improvements, and cosmetic and progression related additions. For now, they did everything they had promised for Season 1 and Season 2, so anything coming in 2026 is very likely to follow that. And Season 3 is planned for March 2026. Then there's Season 3 and beyond, which they will probably announce early next year. So I think Season 3 will be the most important of all. They will have a lot of time until March because Season 2 is longer than Season 1, and it's where we should expect some actual important content for the game. More skatable areas are basically guaranteed. Every season so far has had them, and there's no reason to think Season 3 won't do the same. The Brick Switch District. This one is an obvious one. The Brick Switch District has been locked since release, so most players are expecting it to be released in the next big update. It's gonna give a lot of things to do because of the new events they could add, the district progression, and all of that. Also, if they unlock the district, they will probably also open the stadium, which has been closed since the release too. They could add a mega ramp skate park like the one from Skate 3, or maybe feature user-created parks, which would also be really cool. I'm not saying it's confirmed for Season 3, but if it doesn't unlock at some point in 2026, that would be honestly surprising. Then we have the Tutorial Island. The Tutorial Island is another thing that still feels unfinished in terms of how it's been used. Right now, it only exists in your first 10 minutes of gameplay, and once you're done with it, that's it. You cannot just go back and skate it like a normal area. Personally, I hope they change that. Not because the game desperately needs another map, but simply because it's already there, and it could be something different to mess around without the main city's layout. Making it available as a regular skatable area feels like a very reasonable update for 2026, especially as the game slowly fills out. Something I think it's worth pointing out is the difference between expanding the city and adding a new zone. So far, the game has mostly focused on expanding what's already there. That makes sense early on, but at some point, they are going to need to introduce new areas that feel different. I don't expect a second massive city anytime soon, but a new zone with a different layout or purpose wouldn't be unrealistic for 2026. Something that changes how you skate, not just where you skate. That's the kind of update that could make Season 3 or later seasons feel more distinct without needing huge new systems. Another thing that I think will become more important in 2026 is challenges and progression. Right now, skating feels good, but there still isn't much long-term structure. Seasonal challenges help, but they are pretty light, and they don't always give you a strong reason to come back every day. I would expect future seasons to slowly build on that. More challenges, maybe better ways to track progress over time, not competitive stuff, and not anything too grindy, just more reasons to actually engage with the systems that are already there. Another thing I think we'll start seeing more of in 2026 is just general polish. Stuff like menus, map navigation, fast travel, session flow, even how challenges are presented. Right now everything works, but it still feels very early access. This isn't something people get excited about, but it matters a lot for how long you actually stick with the game. If Season 3 or later seasons improve how smooth it feels to jump in, skate for a bit, do some challenges, and move around the city without friction, that alone would make the game feel way more complete without adding a single new feature. I also think it's important to be realistic about what probably isn't coming in the next year. I don't expect a fully finished version of the game, big story-driven content, or massive feature drops all at once. Everything about the game so far suggests a slow rollout, small updates, steady expansion, and a lot of iteration based on feedback. So if 2026 brings more open areas like Brick Switch, the tutorial island becoming fully skatable, 1 or 2 new zones that actually change how the map feels, that would already be solid progress. Not groundbreaking, but just steady improvement. And for an early access skateboarding game, that's probably what matters the most right now. So that's how we see Skate heading into 2026. Season 3 is coming in March, and everything after that will depend on how much they are willing to open up the city and give players more space to actually use the skating systems they are building. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you're hoping to see next, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!